Adrien, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Adrien, when you played the pianist, for which you won an Oscar, you lost weight, you left your house, you left your car, you broke up with your girlfriend. Have you done the same thing for this role that you played in Septembers of Shiraz? Because it is a demanding role as well. And do you always do that? Do you always do this kind of prepping?
I think the pianist required a certain discipline, and it was a time in my life that I could do very deep immersion into a role. You know, some of the things you mentioned were the byproduct. They weren't an intentional decision, you know. I did everything in my power to feel a sense of disorientation and lack of a sense of home to come home to, feel more identified with the character. So it wasn't so much about just parting with some material possessions. I disconnected from my life. And it was a half-a-year shoot, and there were physical transformations that further disconnected me to my own physical being and my emotional state, which as a result of certain changes evolved. And I think that's necessary, and I feel grateful that I was rewarded for those efforts. This film required a great deal of immersion as well. My responsibility is to connect to the truths of the state of being and the transition that the character undergoes, and embodying all of the shift in that time period in Iran and the social unrest and the political change, but really a man being ripped from his family and not treated with dignity and trying to retain his dignity, and the false accusations and the hostility and the violence inflicted upon him. Those are very challenging and require research and kind of emotional preparation to open up to a sensitivity to that.
Yeah, because you transformed into a completely different culture that I believe it was an alien culture to you. So it does.
I have to educate myself about those things, and that's a beautiful part of my work, to understand different cultures. And I think what resonates with me more than anything is the universality of that suffering.
Yeah, but what your character goes through, we can see it now in front of our eyes every day on the news. I don't know if you follow the refugees crisis.
Of course.
So every character of those guys goes through what you went through in the movie.
This film is more relevant and timely now, I feel, than when we made the film a year ago.
Watching your career after The Pianist, I saw that I think we saw you nearly in every movie of Wes Anderson. How do you form this kind of relationship with a director and he just keeps hiring you again and again?
Well, I'm very grateful for that. I'm first of all, for Wes Anderson to have the intuition that I have comedic sensibilities. We share not only a friendship that's evolved, but a real passion for our work and a commitment to it. And I think Wes actually has a whole troop of people that he loves to continue to collaborate with, and I'm very honored to be a part of that group. And but again, what I was referring to is that, you know, it takes directors like Wes and like Ryan Johnson who have a vision and see you outside of the roles that you've perhaps had an opportunity to portray, and to give you the space to evolve as an actor. While I'm attracted to portraying the characters with some social relevance and weight and great dramatic intensity, that is not all that I aspire to do and not all that I gravitate towards. My objective has always been to try and follow a very clear path as an artist, and to take risk first and foremost, to require the growth. And if you force yourself to embark on journeys that are a challenge, you have to prevail. Or you may fail, but you will grow from that opportunity. People make careers of playing one heroic character. You become known for a role and you play that role your entire lifetime. And so I've really made a conscious effort to try and stretch and not do overtly commercial films for the sake of them being commercial. King Kong was a wonderful experience. I loved collaborating with Peter Jackson. It was Universal's biggest movie at the time. It was a remake of a film that was an inspiration to Peter to become a filmmaker, and an epic film, and something that I think my grandchildren one day will probably enjoy, and it'll probably be like the black and white film of like the effects will be dated, and but it's pretty exciting to be a part of movies like that, but at the same time to do films with support independent filmmakers, and to again do films like Detachment, where you're speaking about the failings of the public education system and the isolation that children feel, and that's more interesting to have a balance there. Shut up!
And I see you really cover many themes, and you cover a wide gamut of characters, from very dark pianist to light-hearted, like Wes's movies or Woody Allen's.
Yes.
But when you select the role, do you select it based on the director? You mentioned Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson is not just any hack. He's a great director. So do you focus on the director or the story or the theme or the
It's
script?
a consideration. I mean, I have to have a degree of confidence in the filmmaker, because it's a filmmaker's medium. So I've embarked on producing, and will hopefully one day take the reins and direct some things, but that's a different conversation, and it's a different level of storytelling. Again, something I aspire to be involved with. I think it's the material first and foremost has to resonate with me. It's a character, it's a time and place that I want to exist in, or that I think will provide some growth for me, or again is different, then I'm inclined to do it. And then also I think it reflects on my state of mind at that time in my life. Sometimes I just want to do something light and playful, and we'll do that. Or we're about to announce an action film that I'm involved with as a producer and as an actor, and that's also something that I like. I did a film with Jackie Chan where I played a martial arts nemesis to him that performed really greatly in China, and was another aspiration of mine, a childhood dream of mine.
Good throw.
The beauty of being an actor is that you can do so many things if you set your mind on it.
Oh, you chose the right job.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.